Welcome to our deep dive into Project Lyra by Vincent Kane. This story, it blends real-world science with incredible imagination, and wow, Kane's writing just blew me away.
Yeah, it really is masterful storytelling. He takes the discovery of Oumuamua,
A real scientific event back
well,
in 2017.
right, and spins it into this captivating narrative, explores not only the vastness of space, but also the depths of human experience.
It's amazing how he uses the mystery of Oumuamua, the first known interstellar object, to enter our solar system as this launch pad for a wild ride. The story begins at the Haleakala Observatory in Hawaii.
With two astronomers
John and Keone.
making this groundbreaking discovery.
And they quickly realize Oumuamua's trajectory, it's totally bizarre, like nothing they've ever seen before, suggesting it came from outside our solar system.
And Kane captures that sense of awe and bewilderment so well. It's not just a scientific discovery. It's this moment that triggers a cascade of events that change the world forever.
Yeah, right from the start, you get the feeling that this isn't just another sci-fi thriller. There's the depth to the characters and the themes that really sets it apart. It's also significant that Keone chooses the name Oumuamua, meaning a messenger from the distant past.
Foreshadowing.
Right, foreshadowing the profound impact this object will have, not just on our understanding of the universe, but also on the lives of individuals across the globe. So as the world grapples with this astonishing discovery,
Project Lyra is born.
a global effort to study Oumuamua, unlock its secrets, bringing together some brilliant minds. We're introduced to Dr. Jordan Ellenberg,
The NASA director,
Professor Tamai,
a leading astronomer,
and Yuri Brezhnev.
a tech entrepreneur with some seriously ambitious ideas.
But there's one character who stands out right from the beginning, Dr. Ellenberg's son, Dan.
Dan's character, so pivotal to the story.
Kane portrays him as exceptionally intelligent, almost to like a superhuman degree.
Almost.
It's Dan who comes up with this daring plan to send nanobots to Oumuamua using entangled photons.
A concept grounded in real-world quantum physics, but it still feels incredibly futuristic.
Okay, hold on. Entangled photons. I'm intrigued, but I need a little more context. What exactly are those, and how do they play into this daring plan?
So entangled photons are essentially pairs of light particles that are linked in a way that even when they're separated by vast distances, they influence each other instantaneously. It's a bit mind-boggling.
Even for scientists.
Even for scientists. In the story, Dan, he utilizes this entanglement to establish communication with the nanobots sent to Oumuamua, allows for almost real-time data transfer across interstellar distances.
That's incredible. It's amazing how Kane weaves these complex scientific concepts into the narrative, making it both believable and thrilling. So these nanobots are successfully deployed, and they're sending back groundbreaking data. What's the initial reaction? What are they learning about Oumuamua?
The scientific community is buzzing with excitement. The data suggests that Oumuamua is unlike anything they've ever encountered before. It has strange properties, unusual composition, and seems to be emitting these signals that they can't quite decipher.
And it's not just the science that's captivating. Kane simultaneously unfolds these deeply human stories, interwoven with the main narrative. There's Stefan.
A young boy in London with Fragile X syndrome, yearning for connection.
Sakura, a musically gifted but selectively mute girl in Tokyo, who finds solace in the beauty of sound.
Maria.
A teen mother in Rio struggling to care for her child with microcephaly. Each character is facing their own unique challenges, seemingly unconnected to the events surrounding Oumuamua.
Right, but there's this underlying sense of anticipation, like these seemingly disparate threads, they're about to converge.
Yeah, and that's what makes this story so compelling. It's not just about the cosmic mystery of Oumuamua. It's about the human response to the extraordinary, the way individuals from all walks of life are touched by this event, drawn into its unfolding drama. You start to wonder, how are these characters connected? And how their lives be forever changed by this messenger from the distant past?
Yeah.
Okay, so we have this incredible scientific discovery, these complex characters grappling with their own personal journeys, and a growing sense of mystery and anticipation. Like all the ingredients for an explosive story are in place. What happens next?
Well, this is where Project Lyra takes this truly dramatic turn. Oumuamua, which has been relatively quiet until now, suddenly reveals its true nature. And it's not what anyone could have predicted.
Wow.
It opens what appears to be a wormhole, appears in Earth orbit, and proceeds to absorb parts of the moon.
Wait, it absorbs parts of the moon. That's insane.
Yeah.
How does the world react to that?
Chaos. Global panic. Governments scrambling for answers, the U.S. military attempting to destroy the object with every weapon in their arsenal, but nothing seems to work. Oumuamua is like this unstoppable force, defying all our understanding of physics and technology.
So at this point, it's clear that this is no longer just a scientific expedition. It's become a fight for survival. What happens next? Does humanity have any chance against this seemingly invincible force?
Well, that's a question that'll keep you on the edge of your seat. Oumuamua doesn't stop with the moon. It releases smaller, mini asteroids, I guess we could call them. They target major cities worldwide, causing widespread destruction and adding another layer of chaos and terror to the story.
This is where Kane's skill as a writer really shines. He doesn't just tell us about the destruction, he immerses us in the fear and desperation of the characters, making the threat feel real and terrifying.
Absolutely. And just when you think things can't get any worse, you're hit with another twist. These mini asteroids, it turns out, they aren't just causing random destruction, they have a very specific target. They're absorbing metals. From buildings, cars, infrastructure, anything they can get their strange appendages on.
Okay, now this is getting really creepy. Metal-absorbing mini-asteroids descending upon cities. It sounds like something straight out of a nightmare. What's humanity's response to this? Do they just give up?
No, they don't give up. The world's militaries join forces, desperately trying to find a way to fight back against this seemingly unstoppable enemy. They try everything. Conventional weapons, experimental technology, but the mini-asteroids seem impervious to it all.
So it's hopeless.
Until a breakthrough occurs. They discover that sonic boom explosives, or SBEs, can actually shatter these metallic invaders.
So there's a glimmer of hope. Humanity has a weapon that can actually damage these things.
Yes, for a moment it seems like the tide might be turning. There's a sense of relief, a belief that maybe, just maybe, they can push back against this invasion. But then Kane throws in another twist, a truly horrifying one that plunges the story into even deeper darkness.
Oh no, what is it? Don't leave me hanging. What happens next?
Well, that's where we have to pause for now. But I can promise you, the story gets even more intense, more terrifying, and more thought-provoking from here on out. Welcome back to our deep dive into Vincent Kane's Project Lyra. When we left off, things were looking pretty dire for humanity.
Yeah.
The mini-asteroids were wreaking havoc, absorbing metal from everything they touched, but then a glimmer of hope. Sonic boom explosives, SBEs, were found to be effective against them.
I was starting to think we were doomed there for a second. So SBEs are the answer, right? Humanity's secret weapon against these metal-munching menaces.
Well, not so fast. Turns out these mini-asteroids are far more adaptable than anyone imagined. After being shattered by the SBs, they begin to reconstitute themselves, and to make matters infinitely worse, they shift their focus.
Meaning?
They're no longer just interested in inanimate metal, they begin to target humans directly.
Oh no, this is what I was afraid of.
Yeah.
So what happens? They start attacking people, absorbing metal from their bodies.
It's as gruesome as it sounds. They latch on to people, draining the iron from their blood, the calcium from their bones, essentially wilting them to death. It's one of the most chilling and unsettling parts of the story, and Kane doesn't shy away from the horror of it all. He describes the victims as becoming frail, their skin turning gray, their bodies collapsing inward as they're drained of their essential metals.
That's terrifying. And Kane really knows how to, ramp up the tension. I mean, we've gone from astronomers discovering an interstellar object to a full-blown alien invasion with these things literally sucking the life out of people.
It's a masterclass in suspense building. And as the situation escalates, the focus shifts to protecting the U.S. president. There's a frantic scramble to get him to safety. And in the midst of this chaos, we see a truly heroic act. Secret Service agents, knowing they're facing certain death, throw themselves in front of the mini-asteroids, shielding the president with their own bodies. They're literally wilted to death, sacrificing themselves to protect the leader of the free world.
That scene is heartbreaking. It really drives home the cost of this conflict, the immense sacrifices being made in the face of this unimaginable threat. But amidst all this chaos and devastation, we finally get some answers. Remember Dan Ellenberg, the brilliant scientist who came up with the plan to send nanobots to Oumuamua? Well, it turns out he's not just a genius, he's something far more extraordinary.
This is where Kane's story takes a turn into the truly mind-bending. Dan reveals his true identity.
Okay.
He's not actually human. He's a fragment of a conscious planet. Imagine a being so vast, so ancient, that its very essence is spread across the cosmos.
Wait, what? A conscious planet? So Dan's like a piece of this planet being
Yeah.
somehow incarnated as a human.
Exactly. And it turns out Oumuamua isn't just some random interstellar object. It's another fragment of this shattered planet drawn to Earth, drawn to Dan.
Okay, this is blowing my mind. A conscious planet, shattered and scattered across the cosmos, but why? What happened to this planet?
Dan explains that his planet, his original form, was destroyed eons ago in an ancient cosmic battle. His consciousness was fragmented, scattered across the universe, and some of those fragments landed on Earth.
Oh, wow.
But here's the truly wild part.
There's more.
Dan isn't the only fragment.
So other pieces of this planet being are here on Earth, walking among us.
Precisely. And those seemingly unconnected individuals we met earlier, Stefan in London, Sakura in Tokyo, Maria in Rio, and others, they're all fragments too. They've been drawn to Oumuamua, their powers awakening, as the pieces of this cosmic puzzle start to come together.
Wow, so it's not just an alien invasion, it's like a family reunion on a cosmic scale.
Where?
But what does it all mean? What happens next? Do these fragments merge with Oumuamua? What about the rest of humanity?
This is where things get even more complex, even more profound. Dan, merging with the other fragments, becomes this new entity, a collective consciousness. He calls himself Ophron, representing the reunification of these scattered pieces. And with this newfound power, he faces a critical decision: what to do with Earth, with humanity.
This is a huge turning point in the story. Oren holds the fate of humanity in his hands. What does he choose? Does he save us or destroy us?
That's the question that keeps you on the edge of your seat. You see, Owen, he understands both the beauty and the fragility of human life. He remembers the warmth of the sun on his planet, the vibrant ecosystems, the interconnectedness of all living things. And in a moment of compassion, he decides to spare Earth.
He spares us, thank goodness for that. But how does he stop the many asteroids? Does he destroy them?
No, he doesn't destroy them. Instead, he redirects them. Venus, a planet with a similar composition to Earth, a place where they can feed on metals without causing harm. It's a solution that speaks to Owen's wisdom and his understanding of the delicate balance of the cosmos.
That's incredibly clever. But what about the individuals who merged with the many asteroids? Are they lost forever? What happens to them?
It's a bittersweet moment. They're now part of Okin, woven into this larger collective consciousness. Kane doesn't explicitly state whether they retain their individual identities, but he hints that their unique personalities and abilities are still present, contributing to the richness of Okin's being.
It's a sacrifice,
Right.
but a noble one. They gave up their individual lives to save humanity, to become part of something much larger than themselves. But what about Okin? What happens to him? Does he stay on Earth?
No, Okinen's journey isn't over. He departs Earth with his legion of mini asteroids heading deeper into space. But he's not just wandering aimlessly, he's on a quest, searching for his mother.
His mother. What does that even mean in the context of a conscious planet?
It's one of the most intriguing and thought-provoking aspects of the story. What is this mother that Okan seeks? Is it another fragment of his original self? A being of even greater power and consciousness? Or is it something else entirely? A cosmic force, a source of creation, a dimension beyond human comprehension.
It's incredible how Kane leaves so much open to interpretation. It's like he's inviting us to contemplate the mysteries of the universe, the possibility of beings and forces that dwarf our human understanding.
Exactly. And this open ending, it doesn't just leave us with questions about Ocean and his journey. It makes us think about humanity's place in all of this. What does it mean for us now that we've encountered such a being, now that we've seen firsthand the vastness and strangeness of the cosmos?
It's a humbling thought, isn't it? We're just one small species on one tiny planet, and there's so much we don't know, so much we may never understand. But it's also exhilarating. It opens up a universe of possibilities, of wonders we can only begin to imagine. Welcome back to our deep dive into Project Lyra. We've witnessed this cosmic ballet of science, suspense, and these profound questions about the nature of consciousness itself. Ocean, this incredible being formed from the shattered fragments of a conscious planet, has spared Earth and embarked on this quest to find his mother, leaving us to ponder the implications of this extraordinary encounter.
Yeah, what's remarkable about Project Lyra's ending is that it doesn't tie everything up in this neat little bow, you know?
Yeah.
It leaves us with a sense of wonder and this whole galaxy of unanswered questions.
It's like standing at the edge of an unexplored continent,
Right.
knowing that there are these incredible discoveries just waiting to be made. It definitely doesn't feel like the end. It feels more like the beginning of this much larger story, one that extends far beyond our little planet and our limited understanding of the universe. What do you think Vincent Kane is trying to say with this ending?
I think he's inviting us to look beyond the familiar, to embrace the vastness and the mystery of existence. The concept of a mother in this context is fascinating. Is it another conscious planet? A cosmic force that birthed Owan's original planet? Or perhaps something even more abstract, a representation of wholeness, connection, the source of consciousness itself?
It's such a beautiful and thought-provoking concept. Usin, this being born from destruction, seeking a reunion with the source of creation. It makes you think about our own search for meaning and belonging, doesn't it? We humans are always looking for connections, for a sense of place in the grand scheme of things.
Yeah, absolutely. And Project Lyra suggests that those connections might exist on a scale we can barely comprehend. Ussin's journey is this reminder that we are part of something much larger than ourselves, something ancient and interconnected, stretching across time and space.
And what about humanity? We're left here on Earth, picking up the pieces, trying to make sense of what just happened. What does Owen's departure signify for us? Are we alone again? Or has this experience, fundamentally changed us?
That's a question that resonates long after the story ends. On one hand, we're back to where we started, alone on this little blue planet, facing the challenges of our own making. But on the other hand, we've been irrevocably altered by this encounter. We've seen firsthand that we are not the center of the universe, that there are beings and forces out there that defy our understanding.
It's both humbling and exhilarating, isn't it?
Mm.
Knowing that we're part of a universe teeming with possibilities, yet still grappling with our own limitations. It's like we've been given this glimpse behind the curtain, and now we can never go back to seeing the world in the same way.
Precisely. And I think that's one of Kane's greatest achievements with this story. He doesn't just tell this thrilling tale of alien invasion and cosmic mystery. He challenges our perceptions of reality, our place in the universe, and the very nature of consciousness itself.
So what does this all mean for us, the readers, the listeners? What's the takeaway from this deep dive into Project Lyra?
I think it's this call to stay curious, to keep asking questions, to never stop exploring. Vincent Kane has opened our minds to the vastness and the wonder of the cosmos. And it's up to us to continue that exploration, to seek understanding, and to embrace the unknown, even when it challenges everything we thought we knew.
Beautifully said. And on that note, we'll leave you with this final thought to ponder. What mysteries lie hidden within our own world, within ourselves? Could there be fragments of something greater, waiting to be awakened? Keep searching, keep wondering, and keep diving deep.
Until next time, fellow explorers.